Hey, how's it going? It is All the News, all the time. My name is Adam. Yeah, and we're looking at some interesting news today, looking at the ongoing story of Bud Light. the drastic shenanigans that's happened when they decided to go woke and they wanted to go broke. They couldn't pick a better person. So we're looking here. This is coming from the marketing guru, Robert Latchkey, who started the Budweiser and got it popular to where it was. And he's saying, it took me 20 years to build this brand, and they dismantled it in a week, says the man behind Bud Light's iconic adverts. Although when I was looking at those adverts, I was like, they're not that iconic, especially the Talking Frogs thing. But anyway, a marketing guru behind Budweiser's What's Up and Talking Frogs has criticised the company for destroying its reputation. That one was quite funny and quite viral. Loads of people were saying "What's up" on the phone. The Frogs one, I was underwhelmed. Robert Latchkey, whose adverts in the 90s helped Budweiser become America's most popular beer, said 2 decades of work has been ruined over the Bud Light's Dylan Mulvaney fiasco. It took us 20 years to make Bud Light beer to the #1 beer in the country, and it took them 1 week to dismantle it. This is Mr. Latchkey from Anheuser-Busch's former chief creative officer. It's been shocking situation. Bud Light has faced a revolt by conservative activists after partnering with transgender social media influencer Mulvaney. He is transgender, he's not transsexual. It means he's not changing sex, he's only changing gender. And gender seems to be quite a superficial and transitory thing, in my opinion. So why does society use superficial behaviour, to decide what rules apply to people? This is my question. Sales have plummeted since Mulvaney, 26, shared videos of himself drinking from customised Bud Light cans with his own face depicted on them. Mr. Latchkey, where's the picture? Here it is. That's got to be the most expensive can of Bud Light in the history of beer. Mr. Latchkey told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, that's quite a good name, that Bud Light had no one but itself to blame for its drop in popularity. It's self-inflicted, he said, adding that Anheuser-Busch suffered from a complete lack of corporate oversight. Yeah, that seems to be the issue. No one's actually at the wheel. No one's got their hands on the wheel. No one's taking any sort of care and attention. It's all just cruising along. They're all probably smoking cigars and playing golf and congratulating themselves about, they shouldn't. During his tenure at Anheuser-Busch, Mr. Latchkey created numerous Super Bowl commercials that gained worldwide recognition. The advert in which 3 frogs croak, Bud, Wise and was called one of the most iconic alcohol campaigns in advertising history. I was like, really? Let's have a little. It's not that impressive, in my personal opinion. Another advert shows a group of friends calling each other as they sit at home drinking Budweiser as they ask each other, "What's up?" helped to define the late 90s. This one was more viral. More people found it enjoyable. They got involved with it. It was interactive. People talking to each other on the phones. That was quite funny. But this one, just you can tell I'm underwhelmed. Anyway, during Mr. Latchkey's tenure, Bud Light overtook Miller Lite to become the top-selling light beer in the US. He left the company in 2009 after it was acquired by InBev, who introduced a slew of cost-cutting measures and redundancies. I can see where the problems are coming from. Yeah, you cut back on stuff and reduce stuff, you get issues. A boycott by Conservatives followed the Mulvaney controversy, has been blamed for wiping $4 billion of Anheuser-Busch's value within days, and sales volumes of the beer dropping by a quarter. 2 Bud Light executives placed on leave in the wake of the woke marketing calamity. Indeed so. Executives, this guy, have tried to bat away criticism by saying that Mulvaney was never actually partnered with them, despite the video having the hashtag Bud Light partner, and he clearly was. They sent him beer, they put a face on a can, they paid him money. That's complete. It's a complete fabrication. Complete fabrication from this guy, and it's just outrageous. Michael Ducaris, It's close. Chief executive of Anheuser-Busch Global, not for long, on Monday blamed misinformation and disinformation. Yeah, every time something doesn't go your way, it's just very easy to say it's fake news. Very easy, rather than actually it is the news. For spreading rumours that cans with Mulvaney's face will be sold nationwide. This is a straw man argument. He's saying, Michael Ducaris, he's saying, the reason you're so angry is that you think that this can with his face are going to be sold nationwide. No, that's not what's concerning anybody. No one thought that those cans were going to be on nationwide sale, and nobody would care about that. What they care about is this guy advertising Bud Light. That's what they're concerned about, not the fact that there's going to be cans available. So this is a straw man argument. He's setting up something so that he can knock it down. He's saying, oh, well, you thought it was cans are going to have his face on it. Oh, you idiots. But no, my friend. What else is he trying to do? Mr. Latchkey tells the New York Post that Bud Light was fanning the flames on their own with their defensive comments. Oh, yeah, this is Latchkey again. And this guy came up with loads of lies. He was saying everyone was angry because they thought it was a campaign. People don't care it was a campaign. They don't care it was long-term, short-term, medium-term. They don't care. That's not what they're concerned about. Again, another straw man argument. This doesn't work if you know how arguing works or debating works. What else is going on? Bud Light's hangover from hell. It says sales figures for the America's once favourite beer reveal how every single region in the US has turned its back since the Dylan Mulvaney type. Not just in the US, actually. I've been in the UK, as you can imagine, and I was walking around. Bud Light is on massive sale. If you want to buy the stuff, which you don't, but if you want to, in the UK, it's on sale. I took a photo. I might find that photo, see if I can find that photo for you. And as you can see, the price has been dropped down to £9. It was 13. All the other beers are the same price, 13. But suddenly Bud Light is down to £9. You got to wonder why. And as we can see, prices are dropping and sales are dropping and money is dropping all over the place for Bud Light. The America's flagship beer has been sent into steep decline after it used the controversial trans influencer 26. There's no such thing as a trans influencer because it's not possible to transition from one sex to another. But that's just another thing. And data from Beer Business Daily, I bet that's a fun read, showed that the sales of a US number one brand has fallen in every single region in the country, as you can see across here. Sales in the Rocky Mountain states dipped the most significantly, down by 29%. And South Atlantic, West, North Central, East, South Central, all dropping 25. Not good at all. The Tumbleweed, cowboy bar in Wyoming, that's good, ditched Bud Light after the controversy. Instead, plumping for Guinness. Legendary. The best stuff you can get is from Guinness, obviously from Dublin. Sales in the East North Central area, which includes Michigan and Illinois, both of which have seen a backlash against beer, were down 23.5% in the week ending April 22nd, and it's just carrying on. It's now May the 11th. This has just been going on and on. They're just losing money hand over fist here. It comes as analysts at HSBC have downgraded the stock because it's in the midst of a crisis. All the left-wing people saying this is mere storm in a teacup, nothing's going to happen, but they've been downgraded on the stock. They've lost $4 billion in share capitalization. They're down 23% in sales. This is one of the most expensive catastrophes since Gillette and or Ratner, if you know who he was. Carlos Leboy, okay, a managing director at the bank global beverage sector, downgraded the stock of Anheuser-Busch to hold status. That means you should not buy or sell the company because it's in crisis mode. He said that the backlash here is a sign that there are deeper problems than ABI admits, questioning if it was hiring the best people to grow the brands and gauge the risk. That's damned by faint praise, that is. In a note seen by CNN, LeBoy said, if Budweiser and Bud Light are iconic American ideas that have long brought consumers together, why did these marketers fail to invite new consumers without alienating the core base of the firm's largest brand? It's a good question, LeBoy. It's a very good question, which we don't know the answer to, apart from incompetence, just general incompetence. We all know about Kid Rock, legendary, shooting the thing up. This is brilliant. The megastar's from Michigan. He's got a bar in Nashville, and it banned the product if you can call it a product, contributing to a 25% sales dip in the region. I'm not sure his one bar is going to contribute much to it, but there you go. Customers at Kid Rock's Big Honky Tonk and Rock and Roll Steakhouse. He's covering all the bases there, isn't he? Covering all the bases. I mean, why don't he stick in some I don't know, rap and, and some jazz? In Nashville, praised the country icon for reportedly removing Bud Light from the bar. Some visitors said they were impressed that the star put his money where his mouth is. Not really. I mean, he's got rid of the Bud Light, but I'm sure he's selling Coors Light in exchange. Country singer Travis Tritt, who is from Georgia in the South Atlantic region, announced he would be banning all Anheuser-Busch products from his tour bus. Well, that will contribute at least 10%. I mean, there's only a couple of cases. And there's the can in question. Brilliant. Oh, this is great. How much fun is that? Brilliant. And you got this guy, Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis, quick to switch from the brand, saying, why would anyone drink this? Why on earth? I mean, that was the question I was asking before this happened. But there we go. He's having a bath in the stuff, because why not? And he posted the content to coincide with the NCAA March Madness tournament, of which he knows absolutely nothing. There's literally nothing. Bud Light, pours plummet. This is only down by 6, but that was April 15th. It kicked off the 1st. It's now May the 11th, and it's just been going and down and down and down. It was 6, then it was 26. That's 29. Russia's doing stuff. Locals in Marietta, Georgia, told Daily Mail they're switching from their usual drink of Bud Light to Coors Light. Yeah, that's the thing that's happening. Everyone's just moving over because it's, it's not hard to find a different brand of beer, to be honest. And if we are being honest, let's be honest now, lagers don't taste of much at the best of times, and that's why people serve them cold, because the colder a liquid is, the less it tastes of anything. So, and I find that the more inoffensive and bland something is, the more popular it is. And if you have a really strong flavoured drink like Guinness, it becomes very divisive. Some people really like it, some people really don't, but that's because it's got an actual taste, a strong actual taste. These drinks like Bud Light, Coors Light, they don't taste of anything, like literally anything. Maybe slightly sweet, that's about it. They've got very little hops, very little bitterness, very little anything. They're just bland, and that's why people like them. Don't mean to be rude, but they're, what can I say? It's just the blandest stuff out there. And the same thing with white bread, you know what I mean? It's like, find the blandest thing you can get, and you'll get a lot of people eating it and drinking it. The 2024 hopeful, this is Ron DeSantis, switched from the brand. Why would anyone drink Bud Light? Because there's a lot of better beers out there. And he was spotted drinking Budweiser previously, another brand under the Anheuser-Busch umbrella. He's since renounced the brand altogether and switched to drinking Guinness. Wow, everyone's pushing Guinness today. I like it very much. A big fan of Guinness myself. Yeah, they've got some strange... Have you tried Guinness Foreign Extra Stout? 7.5%. Whew, and it comes from Nigeria. I was like, what? It's good though. And it's exported from Nigeria to the UK. I was like, oh, what's all that about? Yeah. A chain restaurant in the Sunshine State also ditched Bud Light from its menus after the owner claimed that the partnership with Mulvaney was at odds with his biblical faith. Well, it is. I mean, if you are of the biblical persuasion, it literally is. But, I mean, it's just shocking nonetheless. Joe Penovich, owner of the Grills restaurant, confirmed that the 2-decade-old establishment no longer serving the popular beverage. Gay bars in Chicago. That's the other thing, the other side, if you will allow me. The gay bars in Chicago have also pledged to stop selling the beer, calling the comments of the global CEO of Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, cruel and hateful. Well, there you go. You've got both sides now. Both sides are saying no. It's all gone horribly wrong. And as you can see, it's almost a perfect match for the two things. People stopped drinking Bud Light and are now drinking Coors Light, and so the match is almost identical. But they're also not drinking Budweiser, because it's, if you know it's Bud Light, you know what Budweiser is, and that's down by 11. And they're picking up the remnants over here, Natural Light over here, and Busch, Anheuser-Busch. These names, see. So and all the competitors are picking it up on this side, and well, couldn't happen to nicer people. Country singer John Rich from Texas also ditched the brand, asking which beer he should use to replace Bud Light at his Nashville bar Redneck Riviera. Can you imagine that place? It'd be brilliant. I would go with Coors Light if I were you, my friend. Sales of the cans were down 18% in the Pacific region, 19% in mid-Atlantic down. The New England dollar sales were the least affected. You do surprise me, but still dropped 14%. So yeah, it's just going downhill, and not just rolling downhill. It's like they've got fifth gear and they're going as fast as possible downhill. What beer should my bar, RNR Bar Nash in Nashville, replace? John Rich Redneck Riviera Eat Drink Party. That looks a brilliant place. I want to go there. That would be brilliant. And what else? Fenway Park. Oh yeah, this is quite interesting. Empty, which is interesting. If you really want a beer, there's no queues. No queues to be had. And down here we got the gay bars are not up for it either, and they've said no. They've said no to the everyone because of her, because of this woman here. She's been fired. Alisa Heinerscheid got fired, and there's her Bud Light, and that didn't go well. And there he is. Shocking. So what else was I looking at? I was looking at straw man arguments. What are they, and how you set up straw man arguments, where you set up a situation and then you knock it down. And I was looking, is it possible to change sex? And no, it is not. It's physically impossible. It's psychosocially unhelpful and philosophically misguided from the public discourse. They're saying it's physically impossible to change sex. And so no, you cannot change sex. You can change gender, but gender is just a set of behaviours and pattern of behaviours and clothing, and it's too superficial to be classed as anything that we should use to determine other people's behaviour, rights and responsibilities. If you want to have a little look at this, it talks about sex, as in male and female, is just fixed from birth, and it is literally impossible to change it. It's absolutely literally impossible. And gender seems to be something you can put on and take off like a coat. That's why there's 100 different genders, and you can be a squirrel gender tomorrow and a aardvark gender next week. So no, do we treat people differently because they're transgender? No, that's like saying we should treat people differently because of the coat, the colour of the coat they're wearing, or the colour of their hat. So no, not good at all. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, and let me know about sales of Bud Light in your area as such. As they are. And I will see you guys later.